Ever wonder what magic formula unlocks the dream of a perfect credit score? Forget spells and potions, though. Transunion, one of the big three credit bureaus in the United States, uses a complex system to determine your creditworthiness. But fear not, because cracking the code isn't impossible. Today's video dives deep into what exactly builds a Transunion credit score so you can take control of your financial future. Why Transunion? A credit bureau breakdown. Before we dissect the score itself, let's talk about credit bureaus. These companies collect information about your borrowing habits and create credit reports, essentially, your financial report card. Transunion is just one of the major players, alongside Equifax and Experian. Each bureau might have slight variations in scoring models, but the core factors influencing your score are pretty consistent. The credit score puzzle, pieces you need to know. Alright, enough credit bureau basics. Let's get to the good stuff, what actually builds your Transunion credit score. Buckle up, because we're about to break down the key pieces of this financial puzzle. 1. Payment history, 35% the king of the credit score. This is the biggest chunk of your score, for a reason. Transunion wants to see you as a responsible borrower who pays bills on time, every time. Missed payments, late fees, these blemishes can seriously drag your score down. Pro tip 1, automate your payments. Set up automatic payments for all your bills so you never miss a due date. Out of sight, out of missed payment trouble. Pro tip 2, address late payments ASAP. Life happens, and sometimes a payment slips through the cracks. Don't panic. Contact the creditor immediately and explain the situation. They might be willing to work with you, especially if your history is generally good. 2. Credit utilization ratio, 30% don't max out those cards. This fancy term boils down to how much credit you're using compared to your total credit limit. Maxing out your cards is a red flag to Transunion, indicating potential overspending and difficulty managing debt. Aim to keep your credit utilization ratio below 30% for an optimal score. Pro tip 3, pay down existing balances. Focus on paying off existing credit card debt to bring down your utilization ratio. Prioritize cards with the highest balances first. Pro tip 4, strategically utilize your credit. Don't completely avoid using credit cards. Use them responsibly for everyday purchases and pay them off in full each month. This demonstrates responsible credit management to Transunion. 3. Length of credit history, 15% patience is a credit virtue. The longer your credit history, the better. Transunion likes to see a borrower who has established responsible credit habits over time. Don't rush to close old accounts, even if you don't use them anymore. Pro tip 5, keep old accounts open, but not dormant. If you have an old credit card you rarely use, consider keeping it open but make a small, regular purchase to keep it active. This helps maintain a longer credit history. 4. New credit, 10% inquiries can impact your score. Applying for a lot of new credit cards or loans in a short period can ding your score. Transunion views this as a potential sign of financial overextension. Pro tip 6, shop around, but strategically. If you're looking for a new loan or credit card, don't apply to every single one you find. Shop around and compare rates, but space out your applications to minimize inquiries impacting your score. 5. Credit mix, 10% show you can handle different credit types. Having a mix of credit types, like credit cards, installment loans, mortgages, auto loans, can be beneficial. This demonstrates your ability to manage different types of debt. Pro tip 7, consider a secured loan. If your credit history is thin, consider a secured loan, like a secured credit card. You put down a deposit as security, and responsible use can help build your credit mix and score. Building your credit score, a marathon, not a sprint. Remember, building a good credit score takes time and consistent effort. Don't get discouraged if your score isn't perfect overnight. By implementing these tips and maintaining healthy credit habits, you'll be well on your way to unlocking a future filled with financial opportunities. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.